we're ready to put our picture on our Greek vase, so container. So you're going to cut it out and make sure that you have some space on all four sides, because you need to be able to put tacks on the sides. So you want to leave yourself space at all four corners, and then measure it up against your piece of pottery to make sure that that actually fits. Okay, so it cannot go onto the white spot, it has to go in between the lip and the foot. Okay, this is a sgraffito tool, and I want you to notice on the sgraffito tool, is that better? All right, this end has a thinner wire, this end has a thick wire. So this one's going to make a wider line. You need to go with this side. This is the thinner line. And when you pull it across the surface, you need to pull it with the open side dragging the clay out. This will only make a line, and the line is going to get covered up. So you need to make sure it's this direction. But first, we're going to transfer our piece onto our pottery. And to do that, I'm going to get my tacks. I'm going to lay it down, and I like to lay it on my lap. Is ideal. Remember, we're going to try not to touch that black underglaze. I'm going to put 4 tacks in. One just ran away. So it's very important that you make sure we get all those tacks returned. Not because tacks are a commodity right now, but because tacks are expensive. Oh, no, they're not expensive. They're expensive. That's hilarious, Miss Littlefinger. The next class is going to need them. Okay, then you're going to go over your lines with a pencil, a pen, doesn't really matter. All you're doing here is making an impression into the clay. And as long as you can see it, then you're good to go. So then, and most of this I really do in my lap, I put a paint shirt on my lap and then I lay it down. I have better hand-eye coordination because my elbows are kind of far away from my sides right here, and I'll have way better hand-eye coordination if I leave it on my lap. I can rest my arms. When you've got the whole thing traced, take out only two from one side, not 2 from the top, not 2 from the bottom, 2 from one side. That way when I lay this back over, going to go to the same place. Now, this is difficult to see on the video, but I can see where the lines have transferred. Make sure that you don't leave open lines. Using a red pen is a really good idea, because then you can see what lines you've gone over. So if you leave an open shape, then it's going to look, kind of scattered, and you're not going to be able to tell what you've got. So make sure that all your lines are enclosed to create your shapes. All right, so now we're ready to take off after you've got it all traced on. Notice I'm holding it like this. Don't rest it on the corner of the foot, and don't grab it by the lip like this. You can rest your fingers inside and hold your paper here, but avoid, you can see here, I have a little bit of fingerprints on there. Avoid doing that. Okay. Oh, that's so hard to see, like seriously, where'd it go? Okay. Oh, also, these tacks, the holes from the tacks, you really need to make sure that on the inside, we cover those up. All you gotta do is take the back of your fingernail, and I would suggest you do that immediately, because if you don't, then you're gonna have a drippy cup. It won't hold water. And you're gonna need to do that on all 4 spaces. Okay, then you're gonna carve that sucker out. So my sgraffito tool, and I'm going to take my sgraffito tool and pull it across the surface. Meanwhile, I have this next to me so I can refer back to it. So if I get confused, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to let my dendrites get all cray-cray. I'm going to stop, I'm going to analyze, I'm going to refocus, and then try again. Notice how I put my pinky on there to stabilize my hand. So you kind of have to touch that black a little bit, but not a lot. Try to avoid it. Then you just go over all of your lines. And that's pretty much it, y'all. That's all there is to this. You want to make sure that you don't use it this direction. If you make lines this direction, see how skinny that is? That might be appropriate for some spots, but for the most part, you're not going to be able to see it. You need to use the wide side. Not the skinny side, the wide side. Not the skinny side, the wide side. All right, y'all, be patient. No freaking out if you don't get it just perfect. No freaking out loud. Like that. I don't care for that. So tomorrow, I'm going to put a little bit of underglaze on there and fix that little spot where I just messed up. I gave him like a honker of a nose. All right, be patient. Take your time. Make sure you get it traced on. If it takes you the whole class period to get this transferred on, that's no problem. Okay, be awesome, be amazing.